Hey everybody, I have your worksheet here from your homework last night, so let's go ahead and go through the answers. Please make sure that you are correcting any mistakes, and you should have all work shown on your paper. So for number 1, we're just adding -3 plus 5. These two numbers have opposite signs, so we're going to subtract in our head. 5 minus 3 is 2, and our answer takes the sign of the bigger number, so 5 is positive, so is 2. Number 2, -10 minus -2, we're going to change that to adding a positive. We're adding the opposite, so we have -10 plus 2. Now those signs are opposite again, so we're going to subtract. We get 8, but our answer takes the sign of the bigger number, so -8. 321 divided by -7 is -3. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. Number 4, -5 times -8 is 40. And in number 5, we have -2 being raised to the third power, or -2 cubed. So that's -2 times -2 times -2. The answer is -8. Starting with question number 6, we have some expressions where we need to follow our order of operations. We have multiple operations here, so we need to make sure we're following the order of operations. We're going to start inside the parentheses. -2 plus 3 is positive 1. So we're now squaring 1 and then subtracting 8. Remember, we like to work vertically down our paper so that we don't miss any pieces or lose anything. 1 squared is 1, so we have 1 minus 8. We can change that to adding a negative. So 1 plus -8 is -7. Number 7, 5 times the quantity of 7 minus 1 squared minus 10 times 2. So again, we're going to start inside that parentheses with 7 minus 1. And notice how I write everything along there that I didn't use yet or didn't do. Now we have an exponent. We have 6 raised to the second power, so that's 36 minus 10 times 2. If you're not sure what 36 times 5 is, you should be doing multiplication off to the side of your paper. 36 times 5 is 180, so we're going to do both multiplications before we do subtraction. So now we have 180 minus 20, which is 160. Number 8, we have 18 plus 2 times the quantity of -5 minus 10. So we're going to work inside that parentheses. First, I'm going to take the subtraction sign, make it addition, and I'm going to change the sign of the number behind it. So we're going to work inside. That's -5 plus -10. Oops, forgot the 2. So that's -15. Now we have addition and multiplication, so we need to do the addition first, or excuse me, the multiplication first. 2 times -15 is -30. And now we have 18 plus -30, so we want to subtract those two numbers because the signs are opposite. If you don't know that 30 minus 18 is 12, you do need to stack those numbers up off to the side and do some subtraction. But 30 plus -18, or 18 plus -30, again we get 12, and then our answer is -12 because 30 is the bigger number and that number is negative. 9 and 10, we both have those division bars that are kind of acting like those grouping symbols. So you have to clean up those numerators and denominators before we can actually divide. So in number 9, we're going to do 3 plus -7 first, and that's -4. And now it's over 2. -4 over 2 is -2. And I like to put those parentheses sometimes around those negative numbers just so we don't miss them. 5 plus -2 is +3. Excuse me. Number 10, we have -6 times 4 on top, and in the bottom we have the quantity of -3 plus 1 raised to the third power. So we can clean up the numerators and the denominators at the same time. -6 times 4 is -24. And in the bottom we have -3 plus 1, and that's being raised to the third power. -3 plus 1 is -2. Whoops, I said 2 and I wrote 2. It's cubed. And now we need to clean up the bottom with -2 times -2 times -2. We actually did that up here in number 5. That is -8. And now we can finally do the division. -24 divided by -8 is +3. So hopefully you did pretty well on that. Once you turn this into the tray, you'll need to pick up a copy of the workbook page. You are doing both sides of that. If you do not finish the workbook page in class, that will be homework, but you also need to make sure that you get an exit card done today as well. I am going to be around. If you have any questions, you can email me. If not, I hope to see you on Friday.